Good day, everybody, and welcome to this webinar recording. We're excited to share with you today about what's new for our partners in our Flexera One cloud cost optimization solution. We're going to get into some of the detail here, but really excited to share with you things around our multi-level hierarchy, billing enhancements, things that we're doing with sustainability, and ultimately ways that we can help you deliver success for your customers and grow your business. So let's jump straight in. Let's have a look now at the agenda. So we're going to explore a little bit around the challenges that your customers are facing. Lots of changes in the industry, particularly with the proliferation of AI, of course, and the visibility challenges that faces customers, and of course sustainability reporting too. But that brings great opportunities for you as partners, to solve those problems for your customers, to become that kind of trusted advisor, save money for your customers ultimately. And of course, that helps them grow their business and in turn grow your business. So very exciting for all of us to be able to explore that further. We have a short demonstration that I'll provide of the capabilities so that you can actually see them in action. Which hopefully will be useful within the platform. And then we'll just share a little bit of the bigger picture. Ultimately, lots of opportunities within Flexera One FinOps for you to expand the offering that you have with your customers, driving further savings, further value into the IT and tech spend that they have with you. And then we'll follow up. We'll just close out with next steps. And of course, you'll be able to reach out to your partner business manager and account managers if you have any further questions. So let's crack on. Let's take a look. Challenges that your customers are facing. We all know around the explosion of cloud spend. You can see the statistics here, 100 billion, in 2025 with growth of 25%. I've seen some statistics from, Gartner around the proliferation of, AI spend, almost, I think, this year exceeding possibly the spend in cloud, and ultimately hearing also stories of, cloud and tech spend generally exceeding, the cost for businesses of human capital. It is becoming the number one cost for organizations that we're here to help obviously manage and drive costs down. AI is great. We're, of course, always hearing fantastic use cases and, exciting challenges that AI is solving. But it's driving in further complexity, not just in terms of the procurement, of course, of things that are now measured on a token or a usage basis, or number of API calls, or whatever else it might be that vendors are thinking up. But from a visibility perspective, we need to now be looking at SaaS, at cloud, probably on premises, because AI is being run in all of these different areas. Now, that obviously gives us a visibility challenge, but also a challenge for anybody that's on the hook for reporting their carbon emissions, or factoring that into their workload placement decisions and so on. And so, being able to bring that kind of sustainability reporting at a really granular level, at a resource level, like we're able to do here, is really helping our customers, make informed decisions, gain that visibility, but also factor, sustainability into their planning and reporting going forward. So, the announcement that we have and the new capabilities that we're delivering are really focused on you as partners to help your customers, solve those challenges and ultimately, growing your business in return. You'll see in the demo, the multi-org, multi-level structure that we have, simple enablement of the capabilities for your customers so that, they can quickly adopt those new modules, quickly realize savings from the capabilities we have. If you're working as a managed service provider and billing your customers for cloud consumption that you're providing, we've provided a next generation billing engine, simplifies the management of your customers, simplifies the billing rules and discount or credit management capabilities, commitment management, and RI arbitrage through those billing plans, and ultimately helps you report on the margins that you're achieving, reselling cloud and services to those customers. Super powerful, all of that visibility within a single platform, enabling you to deliver capabilities to those customers across all of the scopes that the FinOps Foundation has, SaaS, the data center, the cloud, AI, licensing, and so on, all unified management console, within the Flexera One platform. So very excited to be able to share that with you today. It's obviously easier now for you to help and grow your business. So again, as I said, those MSPs here that are managing customers, invoicing them, can use the multi-hierarchy solution, not just to provision organizations and provide capabilities, but to pass those cloud costs down to customers, manage the margins that they're charging using our billing engine, and ultimately, generate invoices at the end of the day if you need to, or push that data into external systems that you're using. For system integrators, of course, monetizing the FinOps offering, at enterprise scale here, multi-organizational visibility, and of course, the billing aspect's very important here as well. And for the distributors, right, obviously that are selling to MSPs, super powerful capabilities for them. Obviously important for yourselves to be able to invoice those partners that you have that are reselling our solutions, and again manage margin, attach other services and other things for those MSPs and resellers. But in that multi-tier hierarchy, they can also then, as we see, deploy additional services to their customers, driving further value in. So really growth all the way up the hierarchy here. Lots of opportunities to drive in additional services and to improve margins on the things that you're making. All right, so not just me talking about it, but let's jump in, have a look at the demo here. This is our new MSP demo environment, and we'll start the journey by taking a look at how we onboard and create customers. A very simple process. Of course, anything I show you here today, will be API enabled as well. So many, of course, of our partners like to do this programmatically, have other systems to integrate with. So, of course, entirely possible. But for the purposes of the demo, of course, we're going to have a look in the user interface now. So creation of customers, absolutely straightforward here to go in. We can see the existing customers that have been created. We can also see that some of those customers are actually resellers. So if I was a distributor, my customers, of course, would be able to create their own customers in a similar way here. So you can see where that has been enabled, that these would be a reseller with their own customers. Creating a new customer, very straightforward. We can go in, give the customer a name here, and then more importantly, we get the opportunity to select the capabilities. So based on the license that you as a customer, partner, distributor or reseller have with us, you will be licensed for certain capabilities. And of course, those you can then delegate down to your customers or indeed to your resellers. So it may be the cloud cost optimization capabilities, but it could also be any of the other modules within the Flexera One platform. So we haven't talked too much about it, but things like the cloud sustainability capability, you will be able to easily enable these features for your customers or indeed your resellers to try out. Okay, so you might do a short-term proof of value with these kind of capabilities and just enable them for a short period of time. The sustainability module, very exciting, bringing ISO certified carbon emission and water consumption data on a resource level across all of the three major cloud providers. So definitely one that we're seeing a lot of interest here for. We can provide a description, of course, for the customer, and also if you have external systems of record, maybe you've got a CMDB or some sort of customer database where you have your own external references, you can do that. Now, importantly, of course, from a support perspective, is also being able to access customer environments. So you can add owners, and you can of course come back and edit this, that have delegated access to the customer environment. And of course, really important to be able to do that so that you can provide the necessary support there. So very, very straightforward to do. Once obviously something has been created, very easy to again click in, see a little bit of detail. Okay, so customers that have already been created, when were they created, who has access to those organizations, and again, importantly, what are the capabilities that they are able to leverage, and the expiration dates, of course, if you're tracking that licensing, for a year or a 3-year license that you're selling here. So really kind of powerful capabilities to be able to see that. For the ones where, of course, we have cloud spend, where we're operating maybe as an MSP, then we can also see an overview. So for this particular customer, how much cloud spend has been delegated, and of course we can look at that by various dimensions here, depending on what I need, and a list of the cloud accounts and other things that have been passed down to this customer. So super easy to use here. All right, let's continue with the kind of customer menu. So, having added customers, many, of course, of our managed service providers and cloud resellers here want to be able to manipulate that cloud data, so that they're effectively managing how they resell cloud, not just passing through maybe the list prices or the discounted prices that they receive from Microsoft and from Amazon and so on. And so you can create these billing plans. You can go in and, of course, assign customers to various billing plans so that the customer then sees the prices as adjusted by the rules that you're setting. And we can have multiples. So we've got some examples here, silver and gold tiers, and then different rules that are impacting the pricing that these particular customers that are assigned are seeing. Okay, so managing reservations and distributing them and savings plans in different ways, adding custom credit items, managing the visibility of the credits that come through from the vendors, manipulating costs by percentages and so on. So really kind of high fidelity capabilities here for manipulating the cost that the customer will see, even including adding new line items based on percentages and so on. So a whole range of different rules. Of course, for the purposes of the demo here, I'm not going to have time to go through all of the examples, but everything from re-rating, manipulating commitments as they're being passed through, and then making adjustments, either inserting new line items on a flat fee by percentage, or indeed adjusting the visibility of credits. So everything that you would need here in order to effectively manage and make margin on the cloud that you're reselling, and control credit flow, commitment flow through to your customers. Super pleased with this. Great set of capabilities here to manipulate those costs as you pass through. Now, often it can be complex, of course, to see the effect of those rules on customers. Our Billing Explorer capability will let you, filter down to a particular customer or a particular type of service or cost, look at the customers that you have in the platform, and then bring in multiple dimensions to help you understand the effects of the rules that you've applied. So here we've got the cost as being passed through to a customer based on the actual bill from the cloud vendor, and then we can see the modifications that are being made here, ultimately working through margins and so on. The second part of that challenge, in terms of what does the customer see, and if I make changes, how do I refresh it, is also exposed now here in our billing history module. This enables us to see, for each of the clouds that are connected, the bills that have come in from that cloud vendor when they were processed. But it also then enables us to manage those. So we could reprocess the December bill here, and this would ultimately pull in, if I do an unlock and reprocess, it's actually going to recollect the data from the cloud vendor. So there may be new credits, there may be new charges in that bill that weren't there at the original point of collection, and I could pull those in, as well as reprocessing the billing rules that we've applied here. Or I could just do a reprocess. So if I change the customer to a different billing plan, a different tier of discount or whatever set of rules that I'd put in place, I don't have to recollect the cloud vendor bill. I could just reprocess that, and ultimately, all of the customers would then see the effect of any new rules or adjustments that has been made here. So yeah, super capabilities here, all for you to kind of manage the customer experience, and ultimately be in control again of what they're seeing, what they're being exposed to. One point I didn't mention again in the customer menu is obviously when you do have access to a particular customer. If I went again into one of the customers here, I can switch over to that customer experience. So very easy for me to do that, just to be logged in. I'm now in this particular org. I can then interact with this as the customer or as the reseller would see. So very, very simple for me to do that, or switch back, of course, to the menu that I have here. All of the other things that you would expect to see at the, for a FinOps tool are available here. So all of the dashboarding, reporting, and KPIs for you to look at the spend in aggregate are available. So it's still a fully featured FinOps tool here for you to use. But the important pieces that we wanted to bring to your attention today in this demonstration was, of course, the multi-tiered hierarchy and the high fidelity rule engine here that lets you manipulate that bill data. Ultimately as well, you can also, of course, control the costs that are delegated down to any particular customer. Again, very easy to create a rule here for you to be able to delegate costs down to a customer. So picking cloud vendor accounts, or indeed the entire bill source if you wanted to do a master payer, or of course billing account and customer a tenant from Azure CSP. So it doesn't have to be on an account by account basis. And then of course you could pick one of the accounts or multiple accounts here to delegate to particular customers. So really easy to get those costs down to the customer, to manipulate those costs in a way that aligns with how you're reselling cloud, but ultimately then to report on it, manage it, understand the margins and so on that you're making here. And of course provide extensive capabilities outside of the core FinOps offering. Again, we looked at cloud sustainability as just one example, but lots of other modules available under the Flexera One platform, ultimately for you to land and hopefully expand the business that you have with your customers and resellers. All right, thank you for your time here. Let's switch back and just complete the session, the presentation. Okay, hopefully that was really useful to see, the platform actually in action. As I say, we're really excited here to be able to bring this into production now for you. Let's just have a quick look at the bigger picture here for Flexera One FinOps. Flexera One SaaS hosted capabilities. You're probably very focused right now on cloud cost optimization, but what we're providing here, is a partner-powered layer of modular capabilities across all of the scopes that your customers might be running technology in, all the way from on the left here, IT visibility, IT asset management, focused on those on-premise assets, license and things that you might own. And then as we start to shift to the right here, thinking about SaaS, and of course we've talked about the proliferation of AI that's making SaaS management much more capable. Cloud license management, helping customers recognize that things that they already own from a licensing perspective could drive cost out of cloud. And as we go further to the right, more focused on the cloud, automated discount optimization with commitments and workload optimization for your data clouds and for your Kubernetes environment. So whatever the persona is that you're talking to, there's definitely something that you can lead the conversation with, but also expand the offering into other parts of the organization and help your customers ultimately solve the challenge of, bringing these functions, bringing these disparate areas together, because really there is value in the convergence and the collaboration across those teams. If we drill into this, the comprehensive solution that we have now, not just focused on the visibility, governance and compliance areas where we provide, class leading differentiation with our, policy engine and governance solutions there. Also the sustainability option, as we said, powered by Green Pixie with, market leading ISO certified carbon emissions and water data, but also, more recently, very focused in the rate optimization space. An acquisition that we've announced just this year of ProsperOps, market leading discount automation using their AI powered and ML powered solutions to automate that very painful to manage commitment management space, driving customers to literally market leading effective savings rate levels, and of course freeing them up from what is quite a laborious task. Similarly, our technologies are leveraging enabling customers to leverage spot instances. That market, of course, up to 90% discount on compute resources that you're running. Again, autonomous, right? Deploy these things, hands off. The savings are realized immediately. Fantastic ROI, and the fact that the customer can see those savings straight away often frees up, investment for other areas. And then on the workload optimization side, again, leveraging our technologies in Kubernetes to pack more into the compute resources that you're using, automating the scaling out of your applications and environments. And more exciting, again, an acquisition for us is, focused on data clouds, the Snowflake and the Databricks of the world, where we're seeing a proliferation, of course, of spend. And again, very, very exciting opportunity to drive cost out. If we dig into that a little bit further, these are the specific, services that we're providing here across these different, areas and capabilities. So you can have a look at the specifics there. But what's most exciting, of course, is the opportunity to save money. That, of course, translates into value and improved margins for customers. Rate optimization up to 65%, the workload optimization 15%, and data clouds 30%. And what we're excited about is, of course, bringing more than one of these products to market for your customers and stacking these discounts on top of each other. Just imagine, saving over 50% on all of your technology spend investments overall, and what that would do, into your margins and the position that would put you in from a competitive perspective. So really, really strong message for your customers and partners in order to drive growth. So just closing out, next steps, please reach out, to your partner business manager. We have, of course, some exciting training materials for you to go and learn on yourself, on your own. So please go to our Learning Cloud environment if you want to dig into this further. So thank you for your time and attention. We appreciate you joining the session today. Hope you found it useful. And again, if you'd like to hear more, please just reach out to us. Have a great day.